Peace, family. This is Lions Den with another news and commentary. This is from AL.com. A woman shot, killed estranged husband in a driveway, police says. This is basically another, supposed to be a stand your ground law in Alabama. But just like the Marissa Alexander case, it didn't work on her as well. A 38-year-old Selma woman in behind bars after police said she shot and killed her estranged husband in front of her home Tuesday morning. Several police officers was dispatched at 8:30 a.m. to the home of 2113 Church Street, says Selma Police Chief Spencer Collier. Once on the scene, they found a 44-year-old Carl Omar Dixon unresponsive in the front yard. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Investigators took Jacqueline Dixon into custody at the scene. Collier said Jacqueline Dixon shot her husband with a small caliber handgun. She claimed the victim had charged at her in an aggressive manner. Collier and Dallas County District Attorney Michael Jackson said Jacqueline Dixon had a protection from abuse order against her husband. However, it appears she did not seek enforcement of the order at the time during her marriage. Jacqueline Dixon made the request for the protection order in 2016, according to court documents, claiming Carl Omar Dixon had punched her in the face and called her curse words. She said he had done it multiple times but always came back. A judge issued the order against Carl Omar Dixon and awarded temporary custody of the couple's 2 children to Jacqueline Dixon. Jackson says the couple had domestic issues in the past. He said Tuesday's argument possibly started after Carl Omar Dixon found a condom at his wife's house that did not belong to him and he thought she was cheating. Investigators presented their findings to the district attorney's office, and a murder domestic violence warrant was issued for Jacqueline Dixon. Selma police officers booked her into a Dallas County jail with bond set at $100,000. Collier said that Carl Omar Dixon's death marks the 7th homicide in Selma this year. Domestic violence is a crime that knows no racial, geographic, or social-economic boundary, the chief said. It affects all segments of our society, and every situation is needed and preventable. Collier says the case will ultimately be presented to the Dallas County Grand Jury for review. It is pretty clear that the judicial system worked in this situation because the protection from abuse order was in place. I am not sure which judge handled the matter, but I applaud him for doing his job, Collier says. However, the order is simply a piece of paper if it's compliant does not seek its enforcement. Regardless, it is a sad case, and Selma PD joined the community in prayer for both families. What the article didn't say was that the state of Alabama has stand your ground laws over there. Now, this woman right here, Jacqueline Dixon, as you know, was feared for her life. Her estranged husband, as you know, been beating her, abusing her. And this reminds you of the Marissa Alexander case in Jacksonville, Florida, right? Because the only difference is that Jacqueline Dixon shot and killed her husband in self-defense. But it didn't put stand your ground on that situation. With Marissa Alexander, her situation was she didn't really hurt her husband. She just shot in the shot in the ceiling. But she still served 20 years for that case until she reduced it with good behavior. But this basically goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that stand your ground doesn't affect black people in this country. Only affects white people. Let me just keep it real. You see all them cases, including the latest case before this one. Remember in Florida, that the guy pushed, this man pushed the guy to protect his woman, and he stepped back forward, and the guy shot him one time in his chest, and he died. But yet they said he's standing his ground. But the thing of it is, with this case, she was feared for her life. Jacqueline Dixon feared for her life, and she didn't have a choice but to shoot and kill her husband. But still, she's still doing jail time, just like Marissa Alexander. But this is what I'm saying about stand your ground laws. It's very controversial. It doesn't work when in a black community. It only works in the white community. Let's keep it real. You got stand your ground laws in the South, and most of the time that the stand your ground law only works if they can get away with them. Well, white people get away with it, and blacks don't. So I hope that she can get a good lawyer. I hope Jacqueline Dixon can get a good lawyer to fight for her and to fight this case, because obviously it's like every time a white person shot and killed, George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. He said he's standing his ground, using stand your ground law in Florida. Look what happened to him. And a gentleman in Clearwater, Florida, that a black person pushed that man to the ground, protected his woman, and then all of a sudden he pulled out his gun and shot one time in the chest, killed him. And in that case, he wasn't even charged, because he's already said, yeah, he's proved that he's standing his ground. And he wasn't even charged. He didn't put him in custody or anything. This case right here is, it's just like the Marissa Alexander case. Like I said, she feared for her life. She's basically scared for her estranged husband, and all of a sudden, she didn't have a choice but to shoot and kill him, and she's serving time for that. So really, the stand your ground laws is only work for one side and one side only. I'm not going to repeat what I mean by that. We already know what y'all mean by that. And so I hope, like I said, I hope she gets a good lawyer and fight this and fight this stand your ground law. And hopefully people can get together and try to see if they can fight the stand your ground law in each state. Hopefully repeal it, because it's uneven when it comes to one. It's good for one section, but it's not good for another section. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this article. Share this article. Share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my reaction channel. And subscribe to my Black Judgment channel for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.